What's up, guys? Ian here, coach of your Ladner Lanturn, bringing you guys our Week 8 match of the PCL, or the Pokemon Championship League. This week we are taking on Coach Dangit and the OKC Thunduruses and his stall team. He did draft pretty much a stall team. There were a few things on his team that I was really scared of, and I over-prepped for a little bit, and we'll see if that comes to bite us in the ass in a bit. So let's run through Dangit's team. He has Mega Venusaur, Latios, Toxapex, Cobalion, Dugtrio, Gligar, Xatu, Mandibuzz, Heatran, Pyukumuku, and Sneasel. I was expecting Mega Venusaur, Toxapex, Dugtrio, Gligar, Xatu, and Mandibuzz, and Pyukumuku maybe. He ended up bringing Sneasel and Cobalion, which I was kind of surprised about. I think Sneasel deals with Salamence really well, but I did prep for it, and I have the Yachi Berry on there. I'm also a little bit surprised about the Cobalion, because Cobalion pretty much does nothing to my team unless he's Scarf. And even then, like, I don't know, maybe it was his Miltank counter, but Cresselia kind of just sits in front of that thing. And honestly, if he didn't bring Toxapex, which we can see that he didn't actually bring any Haze, I don't think. I'm not sure if Pyukumuku gets Haze. I don't think Gligar gets Whirlwind. Either way, Cresselia kind of actually just sat in front of his team and calm minded up and won the game to a certain degree. I would have had to run Calm Mind, Moonlight, Moonblast, and Psychic just because of the stupid Sneasel and the Mandibuzz. I really hate the fact that people have Dark types when I have Cresselia. It's really annoying. Just ignore me on that. Yeah, oh, and I mentioned that he drafted the Psyche MZ Crystal. I'm not even sure if he's brought Psyche MZ. I think it's kind of bad on his team. Like, Latios can use it, and Xatu can use it really well, and, like, Cobalion can use, like, a Seize and Headbutt or something. But the rest of his team kind of suffers from not being able to use it very well. Yeah. We do see he's got the Dougie. So he's got some priority. Well, he brought all of his priority in Dugtrio and Sneasel, so that's kind of bad for me. He brought hazards in Dugtrio, Cobalion, and Gligar with all the good stealth rocks. He brought removal in Gligar with Defog. That was it. And he brought two of his 4x weaknesses, Gligar to Ice and Sneasel to Fighting. I think in the team builder I mentioned that we're not covering Gligar's 4x weakness this week, actually. I decided not to run Ice Fang on anything because Primarina dealt with it well enough, in my mind at least. And I don't think we have fighting coverage for Sneasel either, but neutral hits are going to do a lot of work. Looking at his team, honestly, Mega Pidgeot kind of just destroys him. Being completely honest, it really does. But let's run through my team real quick here. If you haven't seen my team builder, you can figure out what I have. We're running Choice Specs Primarina, Banded, T-Tar, fairly standard Mega Pidgeot, Expert Belt, Salazzle, Dragon Dance, Yachi Berry, Salamence, and Scarf Sand Force Excadrill, because I actually didn't need all of the speed from Sand Rush this week to do anything against his team, and I decided that I would throw him off a little bit, even though it's kind of the same calc. But yeah, I didn't need all the speed, so I decided to bring Scarf Sand Force, especially if T-Tar dies. It's actually better for me to have this, so that I have Scarf later on. But yeah, looking at his team, I'm like, well, there's kind of no downside for me to lead Mega Pidgeot, so that's what I do, is I lead Mega Pidgeot against Cobalion here. And the worst thing that he can do to me is close combat. It's going to do about 70-ish%, and I do carry the Roost, so I can always Roost up later. So I am just going to go for the Hurricane turn 1, and we'll see that there's a sizable chunk. It's actually less than my damage calc was telling me, I think, so it shows to have some bulk on this Cobalion. And he is going to go for the close combat here, which does about 70 again. So now I'm going to U-turn, because I don't think he's going to stay in. Although he doesn't really have anything to tank this Hurricane, so he might have just been sacking Cobalion here. Hurricane might have been the play on my part, but at the same time I didn't want to get Pursuit Trapped by Sneasel because I was low. So I decided to U-turn out of here so that I can't get Pursuit Trapped by the Sneasel, and I'm going to go into my Salamence. Potentially get a Dragon Dance up on this thing, because I need to get Dragon Dance off to do stuff to the Gligar. Volt Switch actually surprised me a little bit, but in comes Sneasel. I'm not sure how much I care about the Sneasel, except for the fact that Icicle Crash kills me and he's faster. Icicle Crash kills me through Yachi from Banded Sneasel, which I'm thinking it is. Based off of his team, it kind of makes sense for like Dugtrio to be Scarfed or something. to maybe deal with the execute a little bit better. Who knows? So I'm going to switch out, and he's actually going to switch out to Cobalion again on Primarina, which is not good for him. It's good for him that he can get some damage on my Primarina, but he doesn't have a good Moonblast switch in, bar Mega Venusaur. So I'm going to go for the Moonblast here. Psychic might have been the play, but I didn't want Sneasel to come in for free afterwards, so there's the Moonblast, and now he brings out Dougie. I try switching here. Kids, always remember to switch. Always remember to try to switch, because then you can find out if it's Arena Trap. And we find out that it is not Arena Trap. We're not trapped, and I can go into Mega Pidgeot on the Earthquake here, and we're perfectly fine. Now I'm going to Hurricane, try and get rid of the Dugtrio, and I get on the Pyukumuku and actually confuse it, I think? Yeah, we confuse it there. This is kind of a free turn for me to roost, get some health back. Health is really important on my Mega Pidgeot this game to tank some hits, especially hits from like Liger. He's going to Baton Pass after taking that Hurricane into Dougie. It's hilarious. I just found out now that it gets confused, which is hilarious. I didn't realize that Baton Pass passed Confusion as well as stat boosts. So that's kind of cool that the Dugtrio's passed into Confusion. And I go into Tyranitar here. Predicting him to go for Stone Edge. This is kind of my best thing to tank a Stone Edge. I really have nothing to tank a Stone Edge on my entire team, and I'd rather not sack Max Control for no reason like I seem to do. So we're in on Tyranitar, and he actually hits himself in Confusion here, and that does a lot of damage. Like 30% means he's got a lot of attack investment, probably max attack. We'll see what he does here, but I'm going to go for the Pursuit to trap this thing, and if he wants to stay in and get damage on me, that's perfectly okay with me. But Pursuit will kill this thing, and that's what I'm going to go for, is a Banded Pursuit. He actually goes for the Earthquake, which obviously I know I can tank, and I just kill him with the Pursuit there. Now he's going to bring out Gligar, and I'm locked into Pursuit, so I'm going to go into something else. I believe my Salamence is what I go into here. Yeah, I go into Salamence, and he knocks off my Yachi Berry, which is bad because Sneasel can pick me off now, but I'm just going to click Outrage because it's my best move. He actually... I wonder if he's like offensive Gligar or something. I'm not entirely sure. Pyukumuku dies to the sand there from Tyranitar. So Tyranitar kill stealing another kill from Salamence. Tyranitar is actually still our kill leader, I think, this season. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, Outrage was my best play on the Gligar, despite the fact that it was only doing like 20%. Because I can't set up a Dragon Dance when Sneasel can kill me with my Yachi Berry dead. So Salamence is almost dead weight at this point, and I've locked myself into Outrage. I'm just going to go for another Outrage, and he's just going to pick me off the Ice Shard. It's perfectly fine. We do not preserve the 6-0, but again, I'm okay with this because I've broken down most of some of his stall in Pyukumuku already. My wall breakers have done enough to break that. Sneasel does not want to take a Fire Blast from Salazzle, and I feel like he's banded. So I'm going to go for the Fire Blast, actually, which does quite a chunk on this Gligar. It's actually a roll to kill the Gligar. It looks like max HP Gligar, and it's a roll to kill from that range, and it's not a roll in my favor. It's not something that I would risk, especially because I can miss Fire Blast. So I'm actually going to go into Primarina here. No, I'm going to go into Mega Pidgeot predicting the Earthquake, and he actually goes for Knockoff. He does not have a good switch into Hurricane at this point, so he actually just sacks the Venusaur. Mega Pidgeot proving to be pretty much the best wall breaker on my team this game. In comes Sneasel, I go into Primarina to tank the Ice Shard. He's actually just going to go for another one because he has no switch into Sparkling Aria, so my Spec Sparkling Aria is just going to kill this thing. And then Gligar is going to come in, and I don't think this thing has Earthquake. He has Knockoff, so I just kill it with Sparkling Aria. And that's the game. So we take down Dangit 5-0 and his stall team. My wall breakers proved to be too much. Kind of a key turn is when I was actually able to switch out Primarina on the Dugtrio, because I really didn't have a good way to kill the Gligar except for Sparkling Aria of Primarina. So the fact that he was actually Sand Veil and not Arena Trap kind of harmed him a little bit. Yeah, that's sort of the idea with that. So next week we take on Blade and the Band of the Hawlucha in week 9. So that's a game to look out for. We are now 5-3. We're near the top of the standings. There's Darvin is up there at 8-0, and then there's a couple of us at 5-3. I think I'm tied with Cade now. Winning this game 5-0 was actually really clutch because it gave me a ton of differential that I've been losing recently that I needed to get back. And I think we pushed Dangit to 4-4. So we're making some space between ourselves and Dangit as well. Anyways, I will catch you guys for the team builder against Blade.